Hello, everybody. This is Char, and welcome to my review on Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. This MCU film was so distinctive and delivers such a new type of blend to it all around. Thank you for watching, and here's my review. Hello, guys. Welcome to my review on Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. The story is Dr. Stephen Strange, played by Benedict Cumberbatch, casts a forbidding spell that opens the doorway to the multiverse. With the help of mystical allies, both old and new, traverses the mind-bending and dangerous alternate realities of the multiverse to confront a mysterious new adversary. My overall reaction to this movie, I really liked it. Like the storytelling in this movie. I'm very positive on this movie. The pace of the film was good, despite at times the storytelling plods and slows down a bit, but not enough to ruin the show in this movie. It delivered a total different opposite compared to the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe films. There are plenty of twists, turns, and surprises along the way that really jumped on me. And on the Common Sense Media, the film summarized as twisty, sometimes terrifying MCU film, has scares and violence. And on the IMDb parent guide rating on the frightening and intense scenes, it says severe. I completely agree. It was at times horrifying, frightening. This is probably the scariest MCU films of all. The movie channeled horror aspects to it, which I really like, despite I am not a horror movie aficionado. I don't like horror movies, except a few movies of horrors that I like, but not a lot. It's very freakish, twisty, more than good enough amount of gory and frightening images. Certainly this new MCU film took it to the another level. It felt like I was watching some zombie movie, some mystic fantasy horror show, almost like I was watching The Conjuring, the movie Conjuring series, the horror movie series, which I'm not interested in watching it because it's so scary. I don't want to watch that movie. It felt like I was watching that, similar to that. There were a few amount of scenes that freaked me out and caught me off guard. I was like, oh, it surprised me. I was watching with nervous energy. It really got me. Also, there were surprising WTF appearances as well, which kind of like, of course, a lot of like alternate realities of the characters appeared in this movie. It kind of very surprising. And at the end, there was a good emotional heft at the end that really liked it. Couple things that appeared in this movie that is, in terms of material wise, is Dark Hole that was mentioned from the WandaVision. That was a big key in this movie. You know, Book of Bishanti. I didn't get the first of all, but I kind of understand as the film goes on. Those are the two materials that appear that was very key in this movie. The comedy level in this movie is that was above average. And one scene that I really like is like Strange kind of confronted a guy, and I thought that part was very hilarious, and I actually had a nice laugh at it. And this is directed by Sam Raimi, and Sam Raimi famously known for directing Spider-Man trilogy. And this is the first feature film that he directed in almost 10 years. And he has directed some horror movies in the past, and I like the mixture of horror and supernatural tastes in this movie. It had a good fright and ghost elements in addition to sorcerer's mystic abilities that were displayed on this movie as usual. The visuals were splendid. That was very unorthodox, inventive. And I really like the fact Sam Raimi directed this movie. As soon as Sam Raimi was directing this movie, he's like, oh, he's gonna took it to another level, and he really took it to another level. He showed a different kind of MCU in this movie, and first time directing since, in terms of like directing a superhero movie, since Spider-Man trilogy. I really liked his filmmaking in this movie. Of course, the casting, Benedict Cumberbatch as Dr. Stephen Strange is always good. Wong, played by Benedict Wong, he's good. And Xochitl Gomez, she played America Chavez. She was the main key in this movie. especially on the multiverse traveling system, that how it works. I liked her new addition to the character. I liked her appearance. She was faithful despite she had lack of confidence and not trusting her ability until the final moments. And I like the fact that Strange supported her and encouraged her to trust her ability. I like his presence trying to support America Chavez. And one character that really jumped on me was Wanda, Scarlet Witch, played by Elizabeth Olsen. I thought she was gonna be part of the hero. She's gonna be help settle the conflict of the multiverse. She's gonna help fix it or something. Not so fast. I mean, she was completely gone off the rails. She was gone rogue, very chaotic. And she held a grief that carried over from WandaVision. She was very harmful, dangerous. Her ability was way more powerful than her past MCU appearances, like in Avengers Age of Ultron, Captain America Civil War, Infinity War, of course, her brief time in Endgame. She was a completely different personality. When I watched it, it was like how she develops, like, this is not Wanda. This is not who she is. She's supposed to be a hero. But also, I understand what she was doing because that's what happened to her and how the grief that carried over. And I really comprehend that part, her action. But what she was doing was such an undoing and dangerous and kind of selfish. So she was a total different personality, and she was the dominant figure in terms of like anti-hero in this movie. A couple of flaws in this movie were Strange and Dr. Christine Palmer, played by Rachel McAdams. Now at the end, Strange left her because he has to protect the New York Sanctum and become the Sorcerer Supreme and everything. But in this movie, this little bit explores the aftermath of them breaking up, but Strange also have feelings towards her. I wanted to have more details in terms of like more progressive exploitation of those two's breakups. I wanted to know what part. Second one I didn't like about is Mordo, played by Chiwetel Ejiofor. He was the come up as some of this organization, Illuminati. You can see in the TV spot trailers and everything. I thought he's gonna be this super bad villain, and he was like the mastermind behind this multiverse conflict. Well, it turns out to be I was disappointed with this appearance, and his last appearance was the very, very end of Doctor Strange. He's like, too many sorcerers. But I thought he was gonna be the super bad villain, but his appearance, I was kind of disappointed with. And the third one I didn't like was the timeline of this movie. I thought it was gonna be have more carryover from Spider-Man No Way Home. It turns out to be Spider-Man No Way Home has do little with it. There was one mention, a little, and that's about it. So, what's the timeline of this film? Is it week after No Way Home or month, 2, year? What was it? So, not much clarity on that part. So, overall, I really like this film so much. I'm a big fan of this movie, and I like the fact that this MCU film challenged a different level and added something that is different from every other film, like the horror combinations and mixtures in this movie. That was so good. That really scared the hell out of me. It's like, surprised me and everything. So I really enjoy this movie. So I give it a score 4.5 star. It's maddening, mind-curving, mind-bending sequences. The visuals in this movie were good. Sam Raimi, terrific directing in this movie. Very occult, mystic horror that had good fusions of sci-fi scare and spooky terror. The storytelling in this movie was very good, despite it was slow at times and clogs a bit. Ghostly, entertaining, jumpy, edgy, plenty of WTF surprises along the way that jumped the gun on me. And Wanda, she was the eye-opening. She was the dominant figure that was like, oh, I couldn't believe how her personality, her characteristic turned into this. and I was very drawn into her. And now, is this good as or great as Spider-Man No Way Home? I won't go that far. Even Shang-Chi, because Shang-Chi blew me away. I think it's one step back from it, but still, the superiority in this movie is very good. I was very pleased by this movie, and it passed my criteria as one of the superior MCU films of all. And at the very, very end, the usual MCU tease. So I kind of like that, how the ending. Of course, looking forward to another one. So that's my review on Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. What do you think about it? Leave a comment down below, and please subscribe and follow the channel. This is Charles Media Pod. Take care, and until next time.